Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the State of the Village. As your village president, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our annual State of the Village. Thank you for coming and joining us today and joining our expert panel up here. This event is an opportunity to reflect on the past year, celebrate what we've accomplished together, and share our future for the village of Grange Park. None of our successes happen by accident. They are the result of dedicated staff, engaged community partners, and supportive businesses and residents who really care about our community. We have an exciting program plan that highlights the people, the projects, and partnerships that continue to make LaGrange Park such a wonderful place to live, work, and play. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being an important part of our community. I'd like to welcome up Deputy Manager, Village Manager Maggie Jar. Maggie?
Thank you, President Discipio. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the State of the Village. Today's program is an opportunity to look back on a year of progress while also looking ahead to the projects, the partnerships, and the priorities that are going to continue moving LaGrange Park forward. To begin, we would like to share a short video. Last fall, LaGrange Park was proudly featured as one of WGN Radio's Your Hometown series recipients. Throughout that campaign, WGN highlighted our village through radio features, interviews with community leaders, and a special video tour that was hosted by John Hanson and President Discipio. The feature itself, it really captures beautifully, I think, the character, the history, businesses, and the people that make LaGrange Park such a special place. And so as we begin today's program and our conversation about the work happening throughout our community, this video, it serves as a fitting way to kind of set the stage and kick things off. So we hope you will enjoy it.
Hey there, this is WGN Radio's Your Hometown. John Hanson reporting, and today we are in LaGrange Park. It's a great place with a thriving, tight-knit business community, safe streets, great schools, and they're built on a foundation of neighborly spirit. And 20 minutes to everywhere. I met up with the village president on a beautiful bridge over Salt Creek.
And our residents love it. And you look at the tree-lined streets that you just walked through. We have a beautiful setup with our scenery. We're surrounded by forest preserves, so they get out and enjoy. But our community is very tree-lined and very homey looking.
Can I just say, I cannot believe we're in Cook County right now. I mean, just the peacefulness of it all.
So let this out, because this is LaGrange Park. Our residents get to enjoy each other through our community park district, through our library district, and there's a lot of activities that they put on. So our school district is one of the best in the state. And you know, when people come to live in a different community, they first check on the school districts. And District 102 is our primary school district, Lyons Township is our high school district, and we have Nazareth in our community. But yes, the schools are phenomenal. Families, kids walk to school, walking back during lunch and things like that. Our parks are beautiful, well maintained by our park district. We have a lot of activities. We have soccer programs that go on during the week, baseball programs, and then we have fairs and festivals that happen in the parks. Small charm feeling with an urban development, and we have access to the major highways, 55, Eisenhower, 88, so we're centrally located. We have access to the BSNF, the Metro. So it's a great spot for commuters that come in and stay and then get on the train and go downtown to work. And to see the growth that we've done, economic development, we've created new businesses in the area. We've got an Aldi's, we've got an Andy's Custard, Hop Brewing, Community Brewing. Postal 31 is our fine dining Italian restaurant. We have Matone's, another Italian restaurant. We have Bill's Place, which is a hot dog place. And we are a safe town. We have been listed numerous times as one of Illinois' safest towns. And our kids can ride their bikes. They get out and they walk around and they enjoy the parks, and people feel safe in our community. So if you go out and you look on LaGrange Road and you look east, you can see the skyline at night. And it's really beautiful that we have all these amenities. You look like you're downtown, but you're really someplace else. And that someplace else is LaGrange Park.
So many great things to do in LaGrange Park. We stopped by the Antique Mall, which sells over 1,000 items a week. It's ranked the #1 antique mall in the state by Business in the Midwest, and they do scavenger hunts during your visits too, so you got to ask them about that. We always like to stop by the library in every your hometown, especially when it's as nice as LaGrange Park's. Recently renovated, it's got services, activities, and programs for all ages. Ace Hardware, always love stopping by the Ace. They celebrated their 40th anniversary, one of the most unique Ace Hardwares we've ever seen. The owner and his team host events all year round with the intention of giving back to the community. One of our new teammates at WGN Radio, a LaGrange Park resident, attended the fire department's open house. Visitors treated to fire safety demonstrations, Sparky the fire dog, and of course, a good ride on the fire truck. Got to stop by a family-owned and operated Hop District Brewing, award-winning community brewery with the motto, beer with friends. How about Happier Now Cafe? From Chef Andrea, she wanted to open a restaurant in her hometown. She made that dream come true. They create a welcome space for friends and families to gather, also to be treated to a gourmet dine-in experience and a market with pre-made foods and local items. Love the flower shop too in town, Phillips. That's been in the community for more than 70 years. And the Dinner Club makes life easier by creating pre-made meals for you to order ahead and pick up for dinner. And LaGrange Park, I mean, it's in the name. They love their parks, right? So much so that they recently took over an old YMCA in their downtown area and converted it into a fitness center. LaGrange Park's Community Park Fitness Center is more than a gym. It's where community and wellness meet. The locals come together, they stay healthy, they lift each other up, and they make a difference. It was a great visit to LaGrange Park. A lot to explore here, reasons to move here. Till next time, I'm John Hansen. Can't wait to visit your hometown next.
I want to mention that feature, it was truly a collaborative effort, and we want to extend our sincere thanks to the many local businesses, organizations, and community partners that welcomed WGN into their spaces and shared their stories. So thank you so much. Another round of applause for all the participants. Okay, terrific. I was going to invite our panelists to join me. They have already done so and assembled here. We have our department heads and village manager present for our Inside Village Hall panel discussion. I want to mention that one of the greatest challenges we have year to year in putting on State of the Village is deciding what to include and what to share, because there is simply far more going on in the village each year, going on throughout the community that we could ever fit in a single program. And so rather than trying to cover everything, I've asked each member of our leadership team to answer 2 questions for us today. What accomplishment from the last year are you most proud of? And what project or initiative should residents be most excited about in the coming year? So together, their answers will provide a snapshot of the wide range of work taking place across each department. They'll highlight not only accomplishments, but also the opportunities and the challenges that continue to shape our work and the future of our village. So let's begin with our public safety departments. Chief Magus, what accomplishment from this past year stands out most to you, and what should residents look forward to in the year ahead?
Great, thank you, and good afternoon. As I thought about the last year, I'm not sure I can say I'm most proud of any one accomplishment. I'm more, I guess I would say, happy and impressed that our staff's been able to do and what their staff's been able to do in regards to meeting the challenges that they face and what they accomplished in improving our operations and better preparing themselves for emergencies. Our call volume has increased dramatically in the last few years, which places a strain on our combination fire department, where we're staffed mostly by part-time paid-on-call personnel. In calendar year 2025, our department responded to over 1,900 EMS calls and over 800 fire calls. One major change, though, that we did help to manage this, or did make to manage this, implemented last June, is our weekday staffing program. We now have a total of 5 personnel, sorry about that, 5 personnel on duty at our Fire Station 1 during weekday hours between 8 and 4. 2 of those personnel are full-time contract paramedic firefighters, and 3 of those personnel daily are part-time POC firefighters who are either paramedics or EMTs. Staffing those shifts in a part-time way can also be very challenging in itself, but it's been proven to be extremely beneficial. Personnel who otherwise would not be there get daily training, get a lot more experience in operating our vehicles and equipment, and most importantly, there's an immediate response with adequate staffing to all of our critical EMS calls, fires, and other emergencies during those times. I can tell you from personal experience that I have actually seen our daytime staff save the life of a young child. So it has proved beneficial. Our staff has also accomplished many other things throughout the year. Just a couple of items to note are as follows. A great deal of training took place in actually live fire training where we set fires in vacant homes in our village, and it gave our staff invaluable experience. Several of personnel became certified as fire apparatus engineers because of the ability to do a part-time in-house class over several weekends and nights where they learn hydraulics, how to better drive, pump, and operate fire vehicles. It accommodated all of our, or whatever POC members wanted to attend and gave them training they otherwise would not have had. 5 of our personnel graduated from a part-time fire academy hosted by the Western Springs Fire Department this year. That gave them the opportunity to train over 5 months on weekends and weeknights and actually work in, or actually be nearby instead of going far for their training, and actually work with personnel that they'll be otherwise working with at actual emergencies, larger emergencies. So that was really beneficial. Our administrative staff worked hard throughout 2025 to make us compliant with NERIS, which is the new National Emergency Response Information System. John Seneca, Deputy Chief, and Kelly, our administrative assistant back there, were instrumental in making this happen. We were required by the federal government to utilize the system by year-end 2025, which necessitated implementation of completely new software and also required the training of all of our personnel to be able to use it. That system documents every single incident our fire department responds to. Every time they come back from a call, it has to be logged in that system, and that gets logged into a national database, sometimes almost in real time. Also, our fire station number 2 roof was replaced, which had been a goal for some time and which was made possible by a state of Illinois DCEO grant that the village was awarded that helped offset about a little over half of the cost of the roof. We did experience some weather delays late last fall, but in spring they finished the job and were able to complete it, which we're happy for. We had several leaks over several years and we were trying to get that project done. The department also purchased equipment to successfully address the new hazards of electric vehicles. One device is used to disable EVs at motor vehicle crashes so they can't unexpectedly move and further injure our occupants or emergency responders. Another is a specialized nozzle that it actually helps us to fight EV fires by getting under the vehicle and forcing water up into the battery, or at least onto the battery to help cool it, which has been a challenge with the way these batteries burn over time. An additional item I wanted to mention that is really related to village-wide safety and not just the fire department is the development and completion of a newly updated village emergency operations plan. Through the hard work of various personnel and use of a consultant, our somewhat dated existing plan was substantially revised and updated to meet current requirements, including those of the Cook County Department of Emergency Management and Regional Security. The plan is now accessible electronically by anybody who needs it in the field through the Cook County Knowledge Management System. Lastly, in regards to accomplishments, our fire department recognized and celebrated our 125th anniversary last year with a few nice events, including a fire apparatus muster at Memorial Park in conjunction with the Special Olympics car show and an anniversary at Hop District. I want to thank all those that helped make the events possible and thank everyone, including many members over the years, for the 125 years of support. As far as projects or initiatives residents should be excited about in the coming year, one or two stand out. I'm not sure, though, if you should actually be excited about them because we hope you never need the services of us and what they will bring. One of those is a new ambulance that we have on order. I found out this morning, though, it may not actually end up being delivered in 2027, but potentially closer to February 2028. Either way, it'll replace our aging Unit 1215, which is a 2010 model ambulance, and reduce the strain currently being placed on our primary ambulance, Ambulance 1214, which is 9 years old. One of the most important things that we are doing in the very near future, besides hopefully getting our new ambulance, is replacing our cardiac monitors. And we have one in each ambulance. They're currently 10 years old, and they're used on at least one of the features of the cardiac monitors are used on nearly every ambulance call, whether it's simply to get a blood pressure, a pulse, or to understand how much oxygen's left in your blood. Obviously, they're more critical for advanced life support calls, such as getting a good picture and understanding of your heart during a heart attack, which gets transmitted or explained to the emergency room, or when they're used in defibrillation, again, trying to restart the heart in the field. The monitors we are purchasing have some of the most advanced capabilities. The cost is nearly $130,000 for the two of them, one for each ambulance, which also includes a comprehensive maintenance agreement. And the village is purchasing them through a zero-interest loan over the next 5 years, so that helped us. Personnel are now beginning to train on them. They actually arrived over the last few weeks, shipped to us after a couple months, and we hope to have them in service on the ambulance by the end of August. So those are kind of the highlights upcoming.
Thank you, Dean, for the updates from the fire department. Chief Contracts, I want to move to you next. We know public safety is about responding to emergencies, but it's also about building relationships and creating a safer community every day. Tell us about one accomplishment you're especially proud of and what's on the horizon for the police department.
Well, I will echo what Chief Magwas said, and trying to find just one accomplishment to talk about was very, very challenging. So we'll give it a shot here. I think one of our proudest accomplishments has been our continued commitment to improving traffic safety throughout the village, with a particular focus on the LaGrange Road corridor. As we all know, the speed limit was changed from 30 to 25. That was years and years of work by village staff to get that done, and we thank IDOT for approving that. Through our participation in the Illinois Department of Transportation's Sustained Traffic Enforcement Program, otherwise referred to as STEP, and the most recent Arrive Alive on Route 45 campaign, we have significantly increased our proactive traffic enforcement. During the fiscal year 25-26, our LaGrange Park officers conducted 40% more traffic stops than the previous year. That in itself helped to improve roadway safety and reinforce safe driving behaviors throughout our community. Another thing that I just wanted to touch on is, as I was meeting with my command staff this morning, it came to me that myself, my deputy chief, and my patrol commander all have obtained master's degrees in public safety administration, and for the first time in LaGrange Park history, all three command staff are graduates of Northwestern's staff and command. So,
excellent.
Pretty big accomplishment. What residents can look forward to in the coming year is our continued focus on traffic safety throughout our ongoing participation in the IDOT STEP grant, We were awarded over $80,000 by IDOT to continue this program and enforce violations that we see on LaGrange Road. We're also excited to expand on our already pretty successful community engagement through a variety of events designed to build relationships with residents and children throughout the community. We have Custard with a Cop, which is planned for September of this coming year. National Night Out, which is in just a few weeks, August 4th in Countryside. We have a Burger Bash, which is October 3rd at Posto 31. Shop with a Cop in December. And then early in 2027, we're gonna have the Coffee with a Cop or Coffee with the Chief. And then we just finished our Torch Run car show where we raise money for Special Olympics. We're gonna bring that back in July of next year as well. So these events provide opportunities for residents to connect with our officers in a relaxed setting, strengthening community partnerships and supporting important causes throughout the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Jose, welcome to your first State of the Village.
Oh, thank you.
Your two-person department might be small, but it has such a big impact. So I'm excited we've made it to you in the panel here. You oversee permits, inspections, code enforcement, all while supporting quality development and reinvestment throughout LaGrange Park. So please tell us, what are you most proud of this past year and what's coming next for the building department?
Thank you, Maggie. So, like I mentioned, we have a two-person department here, a new director starting the beginning of the year, and a new coordinator starting the beginning of the year. It's actually super busy. Again, we're looking at a 13.5 thousand residents, and there's only 2 individuals within my department. So, what I'm more, well, we have a bunch of projects going on. We have Park District going on. The garden school, the new garden school right across the Jewel. But the one item that I'm more excited about that we actually completed last year was actually the building code updates. If you guys are not aware of what's going on with the building code updates, the village was actually at the 2015 IBC codes, like 3 versions back. Now we're currently at the 2024 IBC codes, which is a huge endeavor that occurred during the department last year. Again, these codes are actually the frame structure of all construction and all plan reviews and all individual renovations. They provide safety items, more technology updates like EVs. Back in the 2015 codes, there were no EVs or solar panel codes or directions. Now they're detailed on the IBC codes with the 2024. So that's one of the items I'm super excited that occurred last year. That keeps the frame structure for going on with the new construction. Again, these codes are updated every 3 years. They're currently working on the 2027 codes. So all the other safety items are coming up. They're probably gonna get a little stricter. They always do, a little stricter, but at the same time, they're really focused on safety for the residents and individuals. Right now, since we're in the 2024 codes, we probably won't be looking at updating them to 2027 or even 30. We typically skip a code version because right now they're almost done with the 2027 codes technically. They just need to get approved by other groups and municipalities. So that said, that's one of the items that I'm super excited that occurred last year. But again, those are big projects. The community also provided a lot of effort on developing their residents also and their houses. There was about 600 permits technically starting in the beginning of the year, 900 inspections by the village. Again, that's just half a year. So we're probably gonna end up with 1,000 permits and roughly around, I don't know, 18, maybe 1,600 inspections. Lot of labor there. Again, 2-man department. I'm super excited about the department going on right now, but good numbers going forward. With the what I'm looking forward for the next year, I'm pretty sure the group is aware here, there's a big project going on that's gonna be coming up. Is a phase 3 for the Plymouth Place renovations and additions. That permit just came in a couple of days ago. They're looking to renovate do the last phase of renovation on the back north side. big project, about $38 million capital project. We're gonna be super busy with that, with the fire department, the inspections. But that's a big project that's coming up next year. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Jose and Elisa. Thank you, Jose and Elisa, for all that you do to support our residents in making their dreams come true, whether it's a fence or a garage or a bigger home renovation. And at the same time, I know you also balance working with businesses. You heard about the Gardner School. I'm sure you've seen it coming up near Jewel. We also have Michael's Pancake House coming to Plaza 31 this year, and the Little Gym to Village Market. So there's also just as much commercial reinvestment happening in our small town. So thank you so much, Jose. Rick, I want to move to you. Residents often experience your department's work every day, whether it's roads, water infrastructure, or seasonal services. What accomplishments, or trees, thank you, what accomplishments stand out this year, and what projects should residents be looking out for in the year to come?
Well, you already stated out with a trick question, because as much as we've had going on, it's hard to just pick one, but I will get to that. This past year has been incredibly busy as we work to prepare our community for some major infrastructure improvements. But if I had to choose one accomplishment that stands out above the rest, it would be the Central Area Storm Sewer Separation Project, or the CAS project. This project has been discussed and planned for many years, and its primary goal is to reduce flooding around the Homestead and Monroe area, that corridor. Improving the quality of life for our residents who have dealt with these issues for years. As many of you probably have heard before, this is the largest capital project the village has ever taken, and construction is expected to take approximately 2 years because the stormwater has about a mile of run before it can actually hit the Salt Creek, and that's where it's going to be discharged. What makes me most proud, though, isn't just the size of the project, is how we got here. Projects like this don't happen because of one person. They happen because of a team that shares a common goal. Together, we secured $4 million in funding from the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, and another $1 million through DCEO grants, and an $850,000 grant from Congressman Chuy Garcia to significantly reduce the final burden on our residents. That success is a result of years of hard work, persistence, and collaboration. Our village board provided the vision and support. The village staff worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Our engineering team helped develop and refine the project, and our residents remained engaged throughout the process. Everyone played a role in bringing this project to life, and together we're going to make an investment that will benefit the community for generations. Being a part of this effort is something I'm incredibly proud of, and so should all. Again, we're about ready to start construction here soon, so can't wait to get this one off the ground. But that one I would think is right now is the most critical that we have on our docket as of now. For question 2, what initiatives should residents be excited about in the coming year? I think many residents would agree that there's nothing better than driving on freshly paved roads. This past spring, voters approved the second round of road bonds, providing $10 million to help improve some of the village's roads that are in the poorest conditions. Over the next several years, these funds will allow us to resurface nearly 4 miles of roadway throughout the community. The first phase of this work is scheduled to begin in early August and continue through the end of November. While construction can sometimes be inconvenient, the end result will be safer, smoother roads that residents will enjoy for years to come. We are excited to get started, and I think residents will be excited to see the improvements taking shape throughout this village. Before I close, I'd like to thank the dedicated men and the women of the Public Works Department. Their commitment, professionalism, and pride in their work often happen behind the scenes, but they play a vital role in making Grange Park a safe and beautiful and welcoming community to call home.
Thank you. Thank you, Rick. All right, Larry, let's move into the finance department's area. Responsible financial stewardship makes all of these projects possible. So please tell us about some recent accomplishments that you're proud of and what exciting initiatives are ahead for the finance department.
Thank you, Maggie. Before I talk about a project, I'd also like to focus on the finance department itself. Consistently, I'm very proud of our department in the level of customer service that they provide, whether you're calling about a water bill or garbage stickers, coming to talk about vehicle stickers or even building permits. The finance group is one of the strongest teams in providing customer service that I've ever worked with. If you call or visit, they will do whatever they can to make sure that they guide you in what you're looking for. In terms of a project, though, I'll piggyback on what Rick was talking about in terms of the construction projects that are out there. In terms of issuing bonds for those projects, the village doesn't issue a lot of bonds, but we issued twice in the last year, one for the CAS project, the sewer project, and one for the road projects that was approved by referendum. And when you issue bonds, you go out for a credit rating, and we did that in terms of meeting with S&P and talking about the village. And the village was rated AA+, which is one notch below AAA. So that's a great accomplishment for the village. And that translates directly into lower borrowing costs for the village for those projects. You can read the report on the village website, but they cited the village's strong financial reserves, strong management, and a history of long-term planning as some of the reasons why they were able to rate the village as AAA+. So that was a great project that we accomplished this year. In terms of things to be excited for the next year, we are really in a technology-focused period right now. We have implemented just recently Microsoft 365, so that's a great project that moved us into the cloud. But we're also going to be working on transitioning our financial and building software to the cloud as well. And that's going to provide greater cybersecurity. We're going to remove the physical servers that we have on premise. That's going to lower the maintenance. It's going to provide greater disaster recovery because the cloud can be anywhere that you have an internet accessible spot. And then it's going to open up a whole new world of functionality, including AI, that's going to really streamline some operations. Additionally, we're working on moving our budget process online into the cloud as well. And that's going to also streamline the ability for departments to enter their information, both for the operational budget and for long-term capital planning. And it will also provide a better way of presenting the budget online to our residents. So we'll be looking for that in spring of 2027.
Excellent. Thank you, Larry. Okay, finally, Julia, I wanted to close the panel with our village manager, Julia Cedillo, because she has the great opportunity to see how all of these efforts come together, starting with strategic planning with our village board and moving into policy making and project implementation. And so, Julia, looking back over the past year, what accomplishment or accomplishments, I know it's tough, best represents where the village is headed and what should residents be looking forward to as we continue forward?
Thank you, Maggie. I did complete the assignment as requested. It is very hard to pick any one of the items that is included on the back of this agenda. There are so many wonderful things that staff and the village board have been working together as a team on over the last few years that we are so proud of. But to answer your question succinctly, I would say that the proudest accomplishment I think that we have is that we didn't shy away from difficult projects. The work that we have taken on recently that includes the budgeting for this year's fiscal year budget, the work that we're getting ready to start. These projects are very difficult projects and took years of planning and years of saving in order to bring them to reality. So whether we're talking about the greatest unfunded state mandate by the state of Illinois, the Lead Service Line Replacement Act, which is a good law because it's going to remove lead service lines from our water systems and make them safer for generations to come. But it comes at a very tight and high cost over a short period of time. For LaGrange Park, that's about 1,400 lines. That's about 28 million in 10 years. That is a lot of money to have to find when you're a small non-home rule community located in Cook County, and a lot of uncertainty in Cook County and in the state of Illinois. So we have that challenge, but yet with the work of our staff, the work of our engineers and the village board, and their months long of deliberation, we have come up with a plan. We have put in place a fee. We have put in place applications for a 0% revolving loan, and we are moving forward. Those are very difficult projects to get through, and we didn't shy away from them. Along the lines of what Rick talked about earlier, the Central Area Sewer Separation Project, that truly is a monumental accomplishment. This has been in the works for this portion of town for, well, I have heard since the year 2000. And certainly for a lot of staff and elected officials that have responded after it rains, a heavy rain, and we go out into the community, I would call this a heart project. Over the years, when we've had the high intensity, short duration rains, it becomes very difficult for the residents that live in these low-lying areas to deal with the impacts of those storms. So a project like this means so much for us, and I think Rick really nailed it with the amount of work that the village put forth to make it a reality. And it will have challenges, and it is 2 years, but it's a heart project. It's worth every bit of time that we've spent. Road maintenance for villages, particularly in Illinois, older communities, there's always much more maintenance to do than funding to pay for it. We're just very grateful and looking forward to getting the second round of our road program done, approved by the referendum. And that is just fantastic. And also, one of the projects that we have been very focused on, which is aligned very closely with economic development, but is more than that, is the comprehensive road plans that we are doing for our IDOT roads. Can you hear me? Yes. Yeah, okay. So much like the CAS project or the lead service line project, these types of projects, these IDOT road plans, they take a lot of time, a lot of years, a lot of input from the community in order to make them a reality. And it takes a lot of funding, thanks to the TIF districts and the business development districts that we have in place. That will help us achieve some of the work that we want to get done on these IDOT roadways or these commercial corridor areas, 31st Street and Village Market together. But for the village, this is much more about streetscape improvements. This is about pedestrian connections. This is about traffic safety, pedestrian safety, bicycle safety. It also improves the look and the feel of those areas where patrons want to shop, businesses want to locate, and what the community feels like, which is very important for all of our residents and all of our resident businesses. So the work that we're doing here, we can't do it without you. We can't do it without our residents. We can't do it without the businesses. We can't do it without the LaGrange Park Chamber or the Community Park District or the library. We can't do it without you, but we sure are appreciative of the time that you're spending and helping us develop these plans so that they can be as good as they can be and set us off into a direction that when they are complete, we are able to prioritize the funding that we have, leverage the funding that we have with additional state and federal grants to get this important work done. It does take time, but it is work that is in the right direction. We've already seen a speed limit reduction from the work that we're doing. We're very proud of the revitalization that we're going to see along Sherwood Road with some boulevard lighting that is going to be custom made, decorative. It's going to include hanging flowers and flags and branding, and some of the additional items that we're looking forward to seeing are the additional branding elements throughout the community, whether it's on 31st Street, on Barnsdale Road, as you head to the newly improved recreation center by the Community Park District, or at Village Market or Sherwood, as you walk over to Jewel and on that backside of Memorial Park, which is so beautiful. You'll see these elements sprinkle in the coming years. That's what I'm really excited about. It's not just about beautification, it's about safety. It's everything together. And I think if there's one message that I would like to share with folks is that none of these projects that we are working on are isolated. They are complementary. They are a part of a vision, and that vision is set by the village president and the board of trustees. And their vision is about making the community better, making it safer, more connected, and more enjoyable for the families in LaGrange Park. And I really appreciate the opportunity to speak today. Between the villages where I've worked over the years, I counted it up. This is my 23rd State of the Village address that I've attended or have been a part of, and I couldn't be prouder and happier and more honored to be here today with this fantastic staff that we have up here, the village president, our trustees that we have that are all wonderful, and the community partners in the audience and the residents that are here. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Julia, I'm glad that you mentioned the planning work that's going on our two state roads, LaGrange Road and 31st Street. There's a great handout or flyer at the welcome table. If you didn't see it, it tells you the upcoming ways to get involved in two of our active projects. One is the 31st Street Corridor Transportation Plan. There will be a revised or updated draft of that plan posted to our village website in early August. Derek, am I right on that? Perfect, good. And so we'll be looking for any additional feedback at that time before that plan is finalized. And there's a second big project with an upcoming milestone, our LaGrange Road Traffic Safety Improvements Project. We have our second public open house scheduled for Wednesday, August 19th from 4 to 6. In the evening here at the library in this community room. So we hope that we'll get a great turnout at that event. We had a great turnout at the first open house, and we look forward to welcoming more residents, businesses, and partners there to see an update on that project. So thank you all to the entire panel for sharing your insights. Thank our village manager, the department heads for their dedication and the outstanding work that they and their staff do every day on behalf of the community. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to invite our representatives from our community partners to the front. That'll be the Library District, Park District, and the Chamber of Commerce. So we're gonna have a quick change out here. Spirit of collaboration is behind many of the things our community enjoys, from the recent 60526 Day and the seasonal business district decorating to the countless events, programs, and community improvements throughout the year. We're really grateful for these partnerships and everything that they do to help make LaGrange Park such an exceptional place to live, work, and visit. So it's my pleasure to introduce three of our valued community partners. Gabe Oppenheim, Executive Director of the LaGrange Park Library District, Jessica Canaday, Executive Director of the Community Park District of LaGrange Park, and Patrick Smith, President of the LaGrange Park Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for joining us today and to share some highlights of what's going on with your organizations. And Gabe, as our gracious host for this year's State of the Village, I want to start with you and hear about what we can look forward to with the library's programs and activities in the coming year.
Great. Thank you so much. It's on? Okay, I'm a quiet person. I'm gonna try to keep it really snappy. So this is actually a perfect time for the State of the Village presentation this year, because our fiscal year just ended, and so we just compiled all our statistics for the year. And so one of the things that we're happiest about is that our beautiful study rooms on the second floor, which we heard from the community so many times in surveys prior to our renovation, were something they really wanted, were used over 4,400 times this year, which is almost a 30% improvement from the previous year. Our friendly staff answered over 12,000 reference questions this year, which is another increase of about 43%. So I think the community really depends on the faces they see at the library for a lot of things, and we're happy to see them coming every day and ask those questions. We circulated about 10,000 items more than last year, so about 190,000 items. That's both digital and physical, and so another big increase. We partnered with the Community Park District and the Forest Reserve District of Cook County, the Brookfield Zoo, and other organizations to provide programming at the library and throughout the community. We have story times in the woods. We have things at the Little Red Schoolhouse. Lots of fun stuff. Our staff worked with the LaGrange and Linda Sokol Francis Brookfield libraries and District 102 to make it easier for all students in District 102, including from ones from families in transition, to get library cards. So I think it's a great thing that we worked on very hard last year. Our children's department has released 5 episodes of their What's New in Children's podcast. It's not just for children, so they talk about adult books as well, but you should check that out wherever you get your podcasts. And then thanks to the generosity of your community, we received over $3,000 in donations to help support the cost of our free printing and copying services. So that's something that I think we see a lot of people coming in and using our machine and then donating more than the value of their copies. And I think it's really great to provide that service for everyone. And then finally, our volunteer-run bookshop took in over $3,600 this year, thanks to donations of books and other items. And so I can't leave without plugging a couple of things. Our summer reading program, Birds of a Feather Read Together, runs through the end of this month. And so there's still a lot of time to get in on that. There's great incentives for all ages. If you're an adult, all you have to do is read 12 hours. So you still have time to sign up and help us reach our community reading goal of 400,000 minutes. And then coming up this year, we're going to be doing some strategic planning. So we're going to be looking for input from community members and our community partners. So that's something to look forward to this fall. So again, the staff and trustees of the library would like to thank the village, the Park District, and the Chamber for their support. And we're looking forward to another productive year in our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gabe. Thank you. And we'll move to Jessica Canaday for some reflections and looking ahead for the Park District.
Okay, it's been a busy year for the Park District. We are officially on year 4 of our comprehensive master plan. One of the things that was not in that plan, but quite possibly one of the most exciting things for our agency, was the acquisition of Community Park Fitness on 31st Street. So we were approached in March of 2025 by the YMCA saying that they were going to vacate the community and asking if we would be interested in potentially taking over that operation of that facility. We went out to the community, heard from all of the members, high demand for high quality fitness and wellness opportunities in Grange Park, keeping people active, keeping people happy. That's kind of our job. So our board and our staff took on this monumental effort. The YMCA vacated the property on July 18th, 2025. Our team entirely in-house came in, renovated the entire interior, cleaned, painted, rebranded, and we opened on July 28th, 2025. Wow. So in 10 days, yes. So, As of yesterday, we have 1,002 memberships, and we serve over 1,600 members at Community Park Fitness. So we are offering, we'll do the plugs, we are offering a no enrollment fee, till the end of the month. Community Park Fitness is sponsoring tonight's concert in Memorial Park. So Wild Daisy's coming out. So if you come out, say hi to Spencer, who, again, very cool story. Spencer was hired on in 2019 as our youth theater director. Told us in November of 2025 that he was going to pursue his career in fitness. This opportunity opened up in March. We called him back and he said he's very interested. Now he runs Community Park Fitness. So it's great to have him in. So he has been making a huge impact on people's lives and will continue to do so. That's very exciting. Again, thank you to Sue. Thank you to Juan. Thank you to Sarah. For their efforts in this facility, because again, 100% in-house. Thank you to Chief Magos and the building department for your help in helping us get this open so quickly to continue to serve the community. It's just incredible. This past year, we also finally resurfaced the tennis courts at Robin Hood Park and Stone Monroe Park. So Stone Monroe Park might be the best kept secret in Grange Park. It is one of the only turf grass tennis courts, one of the only sand-packed turf grass tennis courts in Illinois, offering incredible exercise opportunities that are easy on your joints and keep you happy and active, fit and active throughout your life. So that surface was nearly 40 years old. It was installed almost 40 years ago, so we were able to get that completed this year. So that's very, very exciting. We will be having the ribbon cutting for that during the Neighbors Helping Neighbors event. So hopefully we'll see you all out there and we can celebrate that. We also resurfaced and redid the post at Robin Hood Park. So Robin Hood Park the year before got a new playground. Now they also have a new innovative surface. So it's also a synthetic surface. It's a plastic graded surface. Also very easy on your joints and knees. Plays kind of like a clay tennis court. So if you haven't been at Robin Hood Park yet to see or try out that tennis court, give that a whirl. If you haven't heard, our OSLAD project is open in a park after the last 18 months of construction. And $1.8 million is now completely renovated and open. Also a huge, monumental, exciting project. So one of my favorite aspects of that project is that it has installed a perimeter walking path around the entire park. So if you go around the entire park, it's 1/3 of a mile. 3 times obviously is a mile. But the coolest thing we've already heard from the neighbors of that park is that it provides a safe passage to school. So now kids that are walking to school, they don't need to cross the street unnecessarily to get to school from one side or the other. So that's really exciting. Now we also renovated the 2 softball fields there to provide high quality playing opportunities for our female athletes. That kind of rivals what the boys get to experience over at Haynesworth North. So those fields will be open next spring. We're kind of keeping them rested because we do play softball and soccer there. So we installed natural grass seed and we want to give that a whole year to establish. So those fields will be open and operational in the spring. If you do want to go out and play on them, you can. We just don't want to have any organized play until next spring. We also have the second location for pickleball courts now at Ena Park. So there are a couple of pickleball courts that you get to try. I know Memorial Park is very, very busy. So head on over to Ena, try those out. New tennis court, half basketball court, new playground, awesome new playground. So very exciting project. Again, that was made possible in part by a $600,000 OSLAD grant, which is a pass-through grant from the Illinois Department, from the Department of Natural Resources to the state of Illinois. So that is fantastic. We also have our 7th park in Grange Park. We acquired the Meadowcrest property, which is right behind Hop District, back in 2025. Sarah and her team have really worked hard to get some new public spaces and public amenities into that park. And next week, we're going to be doing our study to start planning on the removal of the church property. So that building will come down and we'll have a great public open space, passive open space for the community to enjoy for generations. That was also made possible by about a $360,000 grant from the Land Water Conservation Fund and surplus funds from the Park District operating. So those surplus funds come from the work of Juan and his team, Juan, Sue, Michelle. We are serving thousands of residents a year in our recreational programs. Currently, we have about 150 kids coming through every week for summer camp. We also are employing about 25 teenagers every week, so and 20 counselors in training. So it's just an incredible experience. We've had two theater performances through Footlight Players this year, Peter Pan and Beetlejuice, each having about 80 cast members, so that's exciting. And those programs just keep building, and all of that revenue is then reinvested into your parks and facilities. And last but not least, speaking of facilities, we are embarking on the $13 million recreation center expansion. So if you drive down to Haynesworth Park, you'll see that the north stair tower is completely kind of framed out, and you'll see how tall that is. So they're working on that. That is going to add an indoor gymnasium for our community, the first public indoor gym for LaGrange Park. So we'll have open volleyball, open basketball. We're going to add additional programs. We're working with the Junior MBA to create a summer basketball league. We're working with MLS Go for soccer programming. We're going to have increased senior programming. There'll be an elevated walking track that you can use all year long. And it's going to help us expand our community programs that we offer with the village, with the library. We're looking to bring back Holiday in the Park as soon as that's open. So that's exciting, a community favorite. It'll be the rain location for our summer concert series because it is going to feature a small stage and just a lot of exciting stuff. That is coming May of 2027. So thank you.
Thank you so much. You mentioned
One more thing. Sorry. Memorial Park did achieve Arboretum status last year.
All right.
So that is super
Congratulations.
exciting. Yeah. So congratulations to Sarah and the team.
Jessica, you mentioned the concert tonight, and I was thinking to myself today, this has to be the best weather on a Wednesday that we've had all summer long. So look forward to seeing a lot of community members out and about tonight for that concert event. Okay, Patrick, let's hear from the chamber now.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Before I get into my notes, can I get a show of hands of who here is on Facebook or Instagram? And how many of you, keep your hands up, how many of you follow the Grange Park Chamber accounts, social media accounts? Okay, very good. Well, the reason I'm bringing this up is I'm inviting everybody. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Sorry. To follow us on social media, go to our website, lagrangeparkchamber.org. The reason I'm doing this, yes, we're the Grange Park Chamber, and our main mission is to be an advocate and a voice for the business community, but we also do a lot of community engagement. So we'd love for you to come out to our programs. It's a great way to interact with local businesses and learn what they're doing and other services. There's lots of nonprofits with services that provide services to the local community as well. A good example of one of our pillar events is the traditional Run for the Roses 5K run and walk. We just had that in the spring. That was one of our big accomplishments this year. Every year it gets a little bit bigger and bigger since COVID. It's been growing. We're getting runners from as far away as Chicago coming in to seeing that. But more importantly, as a tradition in LaGrange Park, what's really exciting is there's multi-generations of people running this every year. There's grandparents, their children, and their grandchildren running it. And it's not just one or two families. There's multiple families doing this. So thank you to everybody that comes out and supports their neighbors, their friends, and just the community in general. We had a great turnout on the vendor row, and there was a lot of interaction there. And then thank you to Sherry Sauer for driving this and working with the village and the police to put together probably the best run race that they've ever had. We got a lot of good feedback on the run, the path itself. And then thank you to Public Works and Fire for keeping that safe and bringing the 60526 day sculpture out there that turned into a huge photo opportunity for a lot of people. I didn't know if it was going to survive the day, but it did. And so that was great. Whoever put that together was engineered it very well. So thanks everybody for coming out to that. Other events that were other community engagement programs, I just want to highlight a couple. One is our welcome neighbor bags. This is where we put inside gift bags. We go to new residents' homes and we fill these bags with information on local businesses. So brochures, magazine menus, coupons, what have you. And this year we hope to touch somewhere between 75 and 100 new residents to LaGrange Park and welcome them to the community and hopefully get them out and shopping local with all the great businesses and services we have here. Another one is Shop Local and Score. That is a sweepstakes we just put together. I just drove out to Lamont to hand off the first prize gift bag to the winner. The reason I bring that up is it seems like all roads leads to Grange Park when it comes to doing business. So people are coming from far and wide to do business here. And then the last community engagement program that we have, or not the last, but one I want to highlight is called Good Business. And what this is, it's a forum on our website, and I'm asking the community, if you have an experience with a business or you see a business doing something going above and beyond to enhance the community, tell us about it. I can't be everywhere, the chamber members can't be everywhere, but we love to hear these stories. A good example of this is Hop District put together in the spring a CPR certification training program with the fire department. I've never heard of a bar doing this before. So there's a lot of businesses doing a lot of really cool things. At the end of the day, I think 30 residents walked out of there CPR certified. So that's a really cool thing. Let me take a quick sip of water. All right, I'll better now. 60526 Day. If you haven't heard, if you didn't hear about this, this is a very unique, once in a century kind of day for us. We partnered with the village, the Park District, the library, everybody, Cook County Park Forest Preserves, and we had a day full of events. Our role in this is we created some merchandise. We created some T-shirts and commemorative coins. We felt like it helped tie the events together. It brought some unique merchandise to a very unique village. So that was a really fun little program for us. There is an e-commerce store that's still up and running. If you would like to get a T-shirt, they're only $19. And it's at shop60526.com. And I want to thank Crown District or Crown Trophy for being the backbone of this program. They're a local business up on 31st Street, and they're really kind of driving the logistics in the background. And then two last points. I know we're short on time. Has anybody been, or who's been to our website? Let me ask that. All right, very good. I invite you all to come to our website. The reason is we've got a lot of great businesses on there. Our website is, in the last 18 months, we doubled our website traffic to about 800 unique visitors a month. And our number one visited page is our member directory. So people are looking for businesses and services. So we're looking to improve the website every month. We're always adding new things. If you're ever curious about events, we have recap pages of all types of photography and other messages and sponsorships that have happened in the course of any given event. So there's all kinds of great information on there. And then last but not least, we've got a couple events coming up. We've got the Chili Cook-Off on September 17th. That's a Thursday. Another great family event. The big one, the Haunted Trolley on October 30th, which is pretty wild if you haven't experienced it. That's where a lot of businesses come out and provide candy for kids and along 31st Street. And it's a big event. We've got trolleys that take you all the way down from Hop District all the way to Central Federal Bank. And then we'll have holiday trees at Memorial Park in December. And that's it. I'd love to, just one last message, everybody, please shop local and visit our website. And that's the update from the chamber.
Thank you. Thank you to each of our partners, Patrick, Jessica, Gabe. Thank you for the work that your organizations do and also for taking time to be with us today to share those updates with the community. Thank you very much. And to close, I'm going to invite President Discipio to return and provide some closing remarks for us.
Thank you, Maggie. It was a great program, wasn't it? Thank you, Maggie. It takes a village to run a village. As you see today, we have a lot of partners with us that are doing a tremendous job in our community, providing a lot of support for our residents. I've been involved a lot of years here, and I can honestly say we have the best staff, starting with Julia, our village manager, and Maggie, our assistant village manager, and Sandy, our executive secretary. Our fire department, our police department, our public works department, our finance department, and our administrative department. By far, I've touched a lot of towns in Illinois, and none of them compare to what we have in Grange Park. We have a group of professionals that will stay here after hours for the benefit of residents, our residents, and they don't even live in LaGrange Park. And they care about our residents as much as where they live. And I'm so appreciative of that and proud of it. And it's a privilege to work with these professionals like I do, because you can see the results we've gotten over the last 10, 15 years. I mean, we've got business districts, TIF districts, Andy's Custard, Aldi's, Posto, all these new establishments coming into town, and people are gravitating towards LaGrange Park. We hope we don't price ourselves out with our homes, because homes are expensive today. But we want to draw back, and we get a lot of people that lived in LaGrange Park when they were kids and they moved back. I attest to that. It's a great community, but it starts at the top. And with Julie and her staff and who she selected to run the departments that we have, I can forever be grateful to all of you for all that you do for our village and for our residents. So thank you all very, very much. I know they're professional. They'll stay after if anyone has any more questions that they'd like to have answered. But again, I want to thank our residents and all the staffs of all our partners in our village for coming out today and being here and supporting the efforts. It's not an easy task to run a village, but you see the work that's being done in LaGrange Park. It's phenomenal. We are so blessed to live here, and I hope that we all continue to strive. Give us your comments, give us your feedback, because we want to create a quality of life in LaGrange Park by far that's none like any other. So thank you all for being here. Anything I can ever do for you, please contact me or Julie or Maggie or Sandy. But have a great day, and thank you for attending the State of the Village.